Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having an amazing year so far. If you are new here, my name is Nishitha. I would love for you guys to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. In today's video, we are going to test out a new foundation from Loreal, which is called their Infallible up to 24-hour freshwater foundation. And this has SPF 25 in it. This foundation comes in 30 different shades. And I got the shade 500, which is Honey Bisque, which seems to be the closest match to my skin tone with the golden undertone. So in today's video, I'm going to test out this foundation, wear this for the rest of my day and see how this one performs. If you look at the ingredients list of this foundation definitely has alcohol in it, but that ingredient is listed at the very bottom of the list. And it also has perfume to it. So even when you smell it, this gives out a strong scent. So if you have sensitive skin, be aware of that. This might break you out. Even I have fairly sensitive skin. When I apply foundations that has perfume scent to them, they definitely break me out. But I'm still going to test this out. Hope my skin doesn't go really bad. So we're going to start off with the application process. On one side, I'm going to use a beauty blender, and on the other side, I'm going to use a flat top kabuki brush. This is the Real Techniques one. While we apply the foundation, I'm going to read out the claims from Ulta website. It has 24-hour fresh staying power, long-lasting foundation with their most lightweight, breathable texture. It's waterproof, transfer-resistant, and sweat-resistant foundation. It has medium to full buildable coverage foundation with a natural finish. Brush versus a beauty blender, both work just fine with this foundation. Finish wise, I don't see a lot of difference, but I do want to mention that if you use a brush, you would get a little bit more coverage than you were to use a beauty blender. And also beauty blender did soak up some of this product, so it totally depends on your personal preference. I personally prefer beauty blender because since it's, I always use my beauty blend dampened, I like the extra hydration that adds to my skin. But whereas this foundation, when I first applied it, it did have a slight dewy finish, but now it has completely dried down to a natural matte finish. It doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. So if you have dry skin, try using a beauty blender just to be safe. But if you have oily skin, you can get away with using either of the tools because the foundation does dry down to a natural matte finish. So far, I like the foundation. It feels very weightless. It looks very natural on the skin. I did layer the foundation a little bit on my cheeks just to get some extra coverage, and it seemed to layer pretty well. It's not caking up on me yet. So let's do the oxidization test. This swatch I've had on my hand for quite some time now. So let's add a brand new one and see if this foundation changed color. So this is the brand new swatch, and this is the swatch I've had on my skin for about 5 minutes now. As you can see, it definitely changed the color a little bit, but it's nothing, it didn't oxidize to, 2 shades deeper than my skin tone. So, but it did change color. Like once it touches your skin, it warms up the product. So, foundations do tend to change their color a little bit. But as long as it doesn't oxidize throughout the day, then we have no problem. But as you can see, this swatch definitely feels looks dewy. Whereas this one, once you let it sit on your skin, it definitely dries down. So now I'm going to go off camera, finish the rest of my makeup. When I get back, I'm going to tell you guys how everything layered on top of this foundation. So guys, I'm back and it's been already 3 hours since I've had this foundation on, and everything blended out beautifully. Like when I was applying my makeup, bronzer, blush, concealer, everything blended out fine on top of this foundation. The foundation now has completely dried down to a matte finish, but it doesn't feel drying on my skin. Like it definitely feels comfortable to wear. It does feel very lightweight. It is transfer proof. But one bad thing that I've been noticing for the past 3 hours is that when I first applied it, it looked great. But half an hour after I applied the foundation, I started to notice that it was separating in this area, like around my mouth and where my pores are. It was definitely separating. So what I did was I went over with the beauty blender and set it with some powder. Now it's looking fine, but the foundation still is separating on my nose and it's gathering around my nose as well. So I do not like how the foundation looks in this area. Rest all, it's doing fine. But even though when I first applied it, it was looking very natural. Now if you come up close to my skin, you can definitely see that I'm wearing a foundation because it is looking cakey in this area. So that's the main reason why I'm not a big fan of this foundation. But I'm still going to continue to do the wear test and see how long this foundation will last on my skin. So I'll see you all in about 3 to 4 hours. Guys, I am back and it's been a total of 7 hours since I've had this foundation on. It definitely has pros and cons. First, I'm going to start off with the pros. First pro is that the finish of this foundation is really good. Like, it's not overly dewy, it's not overly matte. It has this nice natural matte finish, which makes me think that this foundation will work for a lot of skin types. The second pro is that the foundation feels very lightweight on the skin, and with one layer, this will look very natural on your skin as well. And the third pro is that it's budge proof. Like, it's been 7 hours, but foundation hasn't moved around. It is definitely transfer proof and it is very long wearing. Starting off with the cons, for me personally, the major con is that this foundation has a really strong scent. And I honestly do not reach for foundations that has a strong scent to them. So probably after today, I will never use this foundation again because I have to, respect my skin, listen to what it's saying. Because if I continue to use this, it will cause me a lot of breakouts. And even now, I'm sure I will see some reaction tomorrow. But that's like one of the main reasons why I'm not going to reach for this foundation anymore. And the second con is that it's looking like very cakey in this area, and it's separating on my nose, gathering around my nose. And I think the reason that's happening is because this is where I layered the foundation. Like, I went in with 2 to 3 layers just to add some extra coverage. For the first half an hour, it looked fine, and at the 3 hour, after half an hour, I started to notice that it was separating in the areas where I layered the foundation. So I feel like layering is what causing this issue. And third con is that I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it has definitely oxidized more than I first applied it. Like, in person, when I look in natural light, the foundation is looking a little bit orangish. So those are all the pros and cons I wanted to share with you guys. For me personally, this foundation is not worth it. I don't think I would personally recommend it to any of you. But if you want to get a Loreal foundation, which is really good, I would say go with the small bottle, which I think it's called the True Blend foundation, the one that doesn't come with the pump. That has amazing shade range, like much better shade range than this one does. And I feel like the formula on that foundation works much better with my skin. So that completes this review. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you have tried this foundation and if you like it or not. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Also give this video a thumbs up if you liked my review. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.